Hey guys, and welcome back to my channel, or if you are new here and you've never seen me before, my name is Lucy and today I created this really beautiful Halloween, definitely not Halloween, I meant to say Valentine's Day inspired kind of makeup look using all of the pink tones. For this look today I decided to use the brand new Plouise basic brights and the pastel bases, and I decided to create this really beautiful double cut crease look with like an ombre pink, so it goes from lighter to darker, and I think it's so gorgeous. I think it's so suitable for Valentine's Day, which is either coming up or already been. I actually don't know when I'm uploading this, but it was sometime around then. So if you do want to see how I created this look or what I used, then please keep watching. So today I'm going to be starting with my brows. I don't know why I said today because that's literally what I always do anyway, but I have got some new brow products I'm going to be trying out today. So I went to a Lottie London breakfast event a few days ago and I actually got given these arch rival brow pens. They're called the microblade effect, and these were in my goodie bag, and I've got all 5 shades, but obviously the darkest ones won't suit me, so I've got the shades blonde. Yeah, I've got blonde and warm brown here, and they're basically pens. I don't really know how well you're going to be able to see, but it's like a pen and it's got little like spikes on top. I really don't know how to like say that. So the idea of these is that you can get like a really soft sort of natural microbladed effect is what they like to say with the little bristles. So I'm just going to start by running them through the front end of my brow. Well, I'm using the blonde one for the front and then the darker one for the tail end of my brow. I do actually really like these pens. I've been playing around with them for the last few days. However, the only thing I would say is that obviously between blonde being the lightest shade and the next lightest one, which I believe is warm brown, there's really no in between. It's like either really light or really dark. So I would say I wish they had brought out a few more shades because neither of these really suit my eyebrow colour. But they are pretty good anyway, so I will continue to use them. I've also got a new brow gel today. Shock, I'm not actually using the Anastasia clear brow gel like I always do. I've actually got the Melkior Kush Fibre Brow Gel. Now I did get this in the clear shade, which is probably going to be my go-to because I love a good clear brow gel, but this one is in the shade Haze, and this is the lightest brown of the ones that they had. So this is just going to give me a little bit of extra colour whilst setting my brows in place. I completely forgot to film what I was just doing just then, but I just carved out my brows. Why is my throat going like that? I just carved out my brows quickly using the Collection Last Imperfection Concealer and the Plouise brush. This doesn't actually have a name on it, it's just one of their like carving brushes. And now I'm going to prime my eyes again using the Plouise base. This is just the Rumour number 2, the limited edition packaging. You're going to hear me say the word Plouise and Plouise base quite a lot in this video. Okay, now on to the eyeshadow and the eye makeup. So I have got today the Plouise Basic Bright and the basic collection. I think these are just the pastel ones. First of all, look how cute that packaging is. It's literally little feathers, and you open it up and you open both sides, and in here you have got some of the pastel coloured bases. So we've got the purple one, green, baby pink and baby blue, and it just says designed for risk takers, rule breakers, secret sinners. You definitely couldn't see that, it's on this page right here. So just been reading through this. I'm not going to read the whole thing out for you, but basically these are designed, obviously you know the infamous Plouise base anyway, it's the same as those but just coloured versions. So they say that they're really good underneath shadows, so if you were doing like a smoky eye, you lay these down underneath and then the colours just sort of pop on top of it really nicely. And you can also use them for like eyeliner. I've seen people using them as lipsticks. There's just a lot of different uses for them, so they're really great for people like me who use a lot of colour. So I'm so excited to dig into these. As well as those ones, I have the basic brights, which again is the same thing, but these are obviously a brighter and more vivid colours. So we've got a hot pink, a yellowy orange colour, a blue, an orange and a deep sort of plum colour. And on here there's also other ways you can mix them together to create shades of your own. For example, you can mix the blue and the green ones, blue and the yellow ones to make a green colour, or the yellow and the pink to make a peachy colour. So they're really, really great, and just really see what I'm going to come up with today, basically. At first I was looking at these and I was thinking I really want to do like an ombre pink moment, because there's 3 different shades of pink, and I thought I could go from lighter to darker in like a cut crease or something, but I don't actually know that if by the time it comes to like blending them into like an ombre, they'll all just like merge into one colour. So I might give it a try, and if it sort of goes wrong, then I can just take it off and start again with some different colours. But that's kind of the idea for the time being. So I'm actually going to start with eyeshadow for the time being and come back to the bases later. So I'm taking the Be Perfect Stacey Marie Carnival palette today. This is such a staple palette for me, and I really, really love using this one. I don't really talk about it much on my channel, to be honest with you, but I actually really love this palette, and this is such a great colourful palette for people who are looking to replace their, like maybe their 35Bs by Morphe or something like that. This is a really great alternative to the James Charles palette as well. So it's just a really great palette and I love it. So first of all, I'm taking the shade Foolish, which is this one right here. I know on camera it's going to look probably more orange than it does pink, but it's kind of like a peachy pink colour. So I'm going to start by blending that onto my inner corner. So I'm just taking this into the crease first, but only taking it on the inner half of the eye, because like I said, I want the ombre to go from lightest to darkest, and the darker pinks being on the outer corner. So I saw that my girl Erin Rose put up a new blending 101 tips and tricks sort of video, and it kind of reminded me, I feel like I should do an updated version of my one, because I did a blending, cut crease, winged eye look, eyeliner kind of like tutorial 101 video a few months back, and I don't know if you guys would want to see an updated one. To be honest with you, not a lot has changed, but I just feel like because my channel has grown, more people might want to see it and they don't really want to scroll down and watch an old video. So please let me know if you want to see an updated like blending and tips and tricks kind of video, because I would love to film that for you, because I know you guys find them super, super helpful. Sorry for the sudden zoom in, I just realised that again I was zoomed out like I am in all my videos, and just decided to zoom in for you so you can see better what I'm doing. But the next shade I'm taking is the shade Wifey, which is this one here. I was going to go for this one, which is Funky, but I think it's going to be too bright for the actual colour of the bases that I have, so I'm going to go for Wifey for now, and that's going to go on the middle of the crease next to where I just put Foolish. And the final shade I'm taking is going to be Guilty, which is the top pink here. This is like a really deep pink, so this will be perfect for the outer wing. Okay, so I'm really happy with how this blend is looking and going at the moment, so let's hope I don't go and mess it up. Now I'm just taking a Q-tip with some makeup remover. This is just the Garnier Micellar Water, because this is like the only one I really use. And I'm just going to put that on the Q-tip and then just carve out where my cut crease is going to go. Where's my mirror? How does one lose a mirror? Oh, it's behind me. Buddy. I get a lot of questions on why I do this. I always get comments saying, why did you remove it first? There's 2 reasons really. One is just because I find that if you've packed on a load of shadow, when you go to cut the crease with whatever concealer or base you're using, it always merges with the colour of the eyeshadow, and then it makes like a weird like pinky colour. In this case it will go really pink and weird, and I just prefer to have a really clean white or nude cut crease. I'd rather it not be like tinted into a colour. So that's the first reason. And secondly is because I had a base on underneath my eyeshadow, and if I keep cutting the base with more like concealer, it's just going to get really, really cakey. So I just prefer to remove what I have there first and then go ahead and put some more on to cut the crease with. Okay, to cut the actual crease, I'm going to be using the Plouise base in the shade 0. There's no surprise there, because all I use ever is the Plouise base to cut the crease. This one is just the white one, so it's going to give me a nice clean cut crease base. And the brush I'm going to be using today is actually out of the Plouise Mirror brush set. I keep saying the word Plouise today. Let's make it into a drinking game. Every time I say Plouise in this video, you've got to do a shot, okay? Let me know how you get on. So this is the brush trio. It's basically 3 of the same brush which I used earlier. I don't know where mine has gone. Honestly, I swear everything disappears. Here's my Plouise brush that I already have. I believe it's the same as this white one here, which would probably make sense because they are the same colour. Then you have got 2 other ones. I believe all 3 of them have different sized like actual brushes. So they are good for different things. So you could use them to cut the crease or to carve out the brows or anything like that really. So I'm going to use the black one in the middle here today, and I'm going to try and cut my crease with it. At the moment it's looking quite fat, so it might not do the job perfectly, but I'm going to hope that I can sort of press it into a thinner shape and cut the crease with it. If not, I will probably just use this one that I already used for my brows earlier today. So what I now realise after spending ages doing this cut crease is that it's kind of useless for me to have done the full cut crease all the way down onto my eyelid, because I am going to go on top with more Plouise base, but just the coloured ones. So what I'm going to do is remove some of the base. I'm going to leave a clear gap in the middle because I'm going to make it like a double cut crease type deal, but I'm going to remove all of this one off of my lid because, like I said earlier, I don't want them to pile up and get really cakey. So I'm just going to remove what I have underneath first. Okay, so the first one I'm taking today is the basic pastel colour in the shade Winter Rose. This is in the pastel collection, like I just said, and it is the lightest pink out of all of the ones they have. So I'm taking that on the back of my hand. That is such a beautiful sort of pastel pink colour. That's definitely not focusing, but you kind of get the idea from the colour in the tube anyway. So this is the colour Winter Rose, like I just said, and I'm going to start packing that onto my inner corner and creating a sharp line just underneath where I left that gap. So the next one I'm taking is from the Brights collection, and it is the shade Poppin' Pink. This is like a fuchsia sort of pink shade. So there it is next to the first one. So this was the lighter colour, I can't remember the name of it, and this is Poppin' Pink next to it. So I really love this shade. This is a lot more opaque than the first one. To be fair though, it's kind of a harsh comparison considering the first one is a pastel colour, and so it's not exactly going to show up as bright as this one because this one is obviously a brighter colour. But I really love the formula of these. To be fair, I knew I would because I swear by the Plouise base in like the classic shades, so I knew I was going to love these. So the final one I'm taking is again from the Brights collection. This one is called Rude Boy Red. Now I guess you could argue this is a red colour. To be honest with you, on camera it definitely looks more red than it does in comparison to this one before, which was Poppin' Pink. So they just kind of look like a similar colour but slightly darker. So I'm going to see the colour it actually comes out as on my hand and on my eye instead. Oh, okay, yeah, so it definitely looks red on my hand, but maybe if I mix it in with Poppin' Pink, it might come out as more of a pink fuchsia-y colour. Honestly, you probably can't tell much of a difference between those shades. I can't really tell if I can, to be honest. One looks obviously a bit more red toned. I'm kind of disappointed because I was expecting this to be a like plum pink shade, so it was going to match the colour of the blend, but it doesn't really matter. You kind of get the idea. I'm doing like 50 shades of pink basically. So I think we may have come across our first problem. Right, I'm going to leave that eyeshadow as it is for now. I'm just going to do a line of eyeliner along my top lash line just to make it look a little bit neater for when I take the photos and everything and when I put my lashes on. So I'm just using the Melkior liquid eyeliner because it was the first one that I found and picked up, so that's the one I'm going to use. Okay, moving on to face. I have got a new primer today, which is something I don't really use very often. To be honest, I have got better at using primer, especially when I'm going to like an event or going out, but I don't really use it that often in general. But I do have a new one today. This is the Lsgmakeup Blur Stick. I tried this at the event that I went to the other day with Milk in London, and it's really great at doing what it says on the tin and blurring your pores and everything like that. So what you got to do is just rub it over sort of anywhere you get a bit pory, I suppose you could say, on your nose and around your cheeks and on your T-zone and stuff like that. And it's really great for just smoothing out the skin and creating a nice even base. For foundation today, I'm taking the Revlon Color Stay Combination to Oily foundation. This is in the shade 110 Ivory. I don't actually know if this is going to match me today because basically I scrubbed off my fake tan yesterday and I'm looking a bit pale, but I don't know how pale I actually am in terms of foundation. So I'm going to give this a try, and if it's too light I can always mix in a darker one. And I'm blending that in with a Real Techniques buffing brush. Under my eyes today, I'm taking the Revolution Conceal and Define Concealer in the shade C1. And for my setting powder today, I'm taking the Lsgmakeup Translucent Light Setting Powder. I also got this one at the event the other day when I got the blur stick, so I'm excited to give this a try. I can never open this bloody tube. It's not even a tube, it's a tub. To bronze today, I have the Rimmel Natural Bronzer. That's literally it. Oh, in the colour 025 Sun Glow. Don't know why I struggled to say the word 25 then. For this, I'm taking the Real Techniques contour brush. Now, it's very possible this is going to be way too orange for my skin right now, but let's just see. Okay, well, first of all, I don't like this brush, so I'm going to change brushes. I'm actually going to be taking the Anastasia A19 brush. I've just noticed I've literally got foundation and bronzer and everything in my hair, so my hair's gonna look really ginger, so that's really great. And to highlight today, I have got the Anastasia Glow Kit in the shade Sugar. This is really, really beautiful. This is literally one of the first Anastasia products I ever purchased. And I just don't really use it very often anymore. So I am going to start digging into this more often because it is so beautiful on the skin. Okay, coming back in to do the under eyes. I'm first taking the Anastasia Dark Side Gel eyeliner, and I'm going to go in my waterline with that. The first shade I'm taking on my under eye is the shade Liquor, which is down here. This is like a dark purpley shade, and I'm going to use that to blend out the black. Then going in with Wifey, which is the pink I used on my upper lid earlier. And finally Foolish, which was the peachy colour on the inner corner, just to go underneath there. So since I last filmed, I have popped on some lashes. These are the Lashes by Lucy... I can never ever say that. Lashes by Lucy Lashes in the style Flawless. And I also popped a bit of glitter on my inner corner. I don't really know if you can see it, but I used the Anastasia Blazing Sunset loose liquid glitter. No, it's definitely not liquid, just loose glitter on my inner corners. And now I'm just going to finish up with lips. So I have got the Kiko Dark Treasure lip liner in the shade 05, which is just like a dark pink. And then I've got the Anastasia Catnip and Dolce liquid lips, and I'm going to try and do something quite ombre. Okay, so this is my finished look using the Plouise Brights and Pastel bases. I know that I didn't use them much in this video, but I really wanted to give them a try anyway, and I really, really love how this has come out. What I do kind of wish I had done is actually using them as a lipstick, because I know that you can use them for that as well. But I will definitely be using these in the future anyway, and in future videos, and you can also use them for things like ombre liners and coloured liners and stuff like that, so I'm sure they will be making another appearance on my channel very, very soon. But this is the look I created. I think it's very, very suitable for Valentine's Day, which is coming up very soon. I'm actually not sure when this video is going up, so Valentine's might have already been, or it might be really, really close, but I have no idea. So if you did enjoy this video, then please make sure to give it a thumbs up and a comment below, and also subscribe to my channel if you are new, because I would really, really love if you could. Also, if you do decide to recreate this look, as always, please do tag me over on my Instagram, which is at Lsgmakeup, because I literally love seeing all your recreations and it melts my little heart. Anyways, I'm sure this video is long enough by now, so I'm just going to stop this here. So thank you so much for watching, and I will see you in my next video. Bye!